Hello everyone, you're welcome to our lesson number 5 in web design. In today's lesson we are going to look at working with the forms. How do we come up with a form in a expression web to be included in our website? We are going to take our question still. The registration page should show the students registry form as below. So this is our registry form. So they want us to come up with something that looks like this. That is a form. So by the end of this lesson, you must be able to know how to come up with a form in a expression web. So let's continue with our site still. So that is under registration page. Under registration page. So let us open it, and from there, when you look at the format of the form here, the heading or the title is students registry form. So we can also type that here, students registry form. So this way we are going to come up with our form. We remove that text there. Okay, so in case you want your form to be arranged very well, so make sure you first come up with a table. A table will enable your form to be arranged or organized very well. So when we look at this form here, it is going to be in our table, and we are going to have this the first column, this is the second column. So we are going to have two columns, then the rows which will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then 9. So we are going to have two columns and 9 rows. Okay, so you know how to insert the table now. You go to table, insert table. We have two columns and 9 rows, so you add them to be 9. Okay, so this is how our table is going to look like. This is what is going to hold our form. Then you can play around with the column width like that. Then here, if you want also, you can do the same. Okay, so let's begin with the items that we have in our form. The first one is we have name, course, gender. So we have name, course, we have gender, from gender we have date of birth, next of kin, date of birth, then here next of kin. Next, there is telephone number, nationality. Nationality. Then we shall have submit, then back home. Here, back home, back home. Okay, now let's begin. Name. Now when you are going to come up with the form, when you are coming up with the form, we come to the tools here. We have a toolbox here. Now this toolbox is where you are going to get the form controls. So under toolbox, we have form controls here. Everything that you may want to appear in your form is here. Now name, this is where a student will type in his or her name, and the process of typing is inputting. And what are you inputting? You are inputting the text. So therefore we are going to use this button. Simply just drag it and drop it here. So drag this and you drop it there. So you can even be able to resize it the way you want. So that's where the student will type in the name. Then when you come to course, you are going to type in the course. Still, we are going to use this. Then you can resize. Gender, let us see how gender looks like. Now this gender, the gender here we have female, male, but from the outlook here you can see that it is another table inside that cell. So we are going to insert another table of 2 columns and 2 rows. So here we are having, in this cell here we are going to have another table. So table, insert table, 2 rows and 2 columns, that is okay. So this is the table that we are talking about. Now the first one is the female, then male. So we are having here female, then here male. So you can even reduce it a little bit like that. Okay. Then when you look at what they have used, here some button here. So this is the shake button. So when we come here, you look at those buttons, and we have there's a radio button, but there I think they have used. Okay, let us use the radio button, which is this one. So you drop it there, and you can resize. And let us try to reduce this. Then here also we use the same. Drop it there, and you can resize it. So that is okay. In case you do not want to use that, you can use the check box. So let's put that. Let us remove this one here. Okay, there is a input checkbox where you will simply tick. Then here the same, you will tick whether you're a male or a female. So that is okay. When we come here, date of birth, look at how date of birth is. There is a drop down list. They have used the drop down box, and there are 3 of them. So let us insert that. So look for drop down box, which is here. Drag it and drop it here. You can resize. Drag another one and drop. You can resize. Then lastly do the same. Okay. Then next of kin, when you look at next of kin, we are also just going to type in. So that means that in box text. You can resize. Telephone number also we are going to simply type in box text. Nationality the same according to our question. Okay, so now when you come here, there is submit button. for submitting. So that means that you simply come here and look for that button, submit, input, submit. So drag it and you drop it where it's supposed to be. Here you can even resize it if you want. Then back home, yeah, we shall look at that when it is time comes. So I think that is what we're supposed to have in this form. Now in case you have okay, that's okay, this is our form, what they wanted us to come up with in this page. So you can play around with these forms, you can play around with the controls here as you are practicing. Because of time, we cannot look at all at this time, but make sure take time, practice, and everything will be very okay. So thank you so much. That's all that we needed to look at in our lesson number 5.